The specific testing that we're going to do, we're going to start with the 2050 break-in oil. We're going to run this engine for 20 to 30 minutes. We're going to get it up to the oil temps that we want, up to the water temps that we want, and begin to do slight loads. We will vary the load up and down to promote ring seal. We will let the oil temps get up to a temperature that is happy for the engine. And then we will gently, or shall I say, softly begin to load the engine. And then do some small sweeps, which would be a lower RPM sweep with less throttle percentage. And then we're going to move on to 100% throttle sweeps. And then as we get further into the break-in process, we'll feel comfortable enough to go ahead and do 100% throttle sweeps from, say, 3,000 to 7,000, 4,000 to 7,000 RPM.
While Ray's not here, I just wanted to tell you guys that it's a beautiful piece of machinery, and although I give Ray a hard time, I love him because he gives us the power, but he's very techy. He's got all the numbers, so you might see me clowning him a little bit, talking a little bit of smack. Crap, as I like to say. All I really care is that I can slide sideways past other drivers and throw a roost all over them and smash into their rear bumpers when we catch them. That's all I need to know, is that we got the horsepower and torque to do work on people, and between Ray and Lucas Oil, it works for us, and so it'll work for you. Don't be scared.
From there, then we'll move on to the next step of the oil testing, which would be to move to the 2050 conventional oil.
When you were in there, I was going to give it a little pull for you, just to scare you, but I figured since it was just fresh on the dyno, you might have a small conniption fit.
Yeah, we're not going to let you do that test today, Cameron. So now I'm just going to go, I'll start around 3,000 and go to 4,500, just some light pulls.
So is that a stop there?
That's an upper and a lower limit, and what it does is it asks us to do this test. So the Superflow dyno, it's a Superflow 902, it asks you to set the parameters in which you want the test to begin. You tell it to start test. It tells you when to, or you tell it when you're ready to accelerate. So what I'm doing is just putting a light load and making sure everything's looking good.
Everything seems good?
Everything's beautiful so far. Twofold, we don't want to put full synthetic oil into an engine to break it in. We feel like the rings seat better with a conventional oil. Next, we're going to go to the 2050 semi-synthetic oil as part of our testing. And we're going to look at power gains or loss and look at the protection factors that we're looking for with this oil. Oh, look at it. Nice and clean.
Now, you guys have a special way that you test the oil by tasting it, right?
Yes, I'd like to show you how that's done.
All right, we'll get a little finger in there. Fingerful. Let's do it. Come on.
No, sir, I don't taste nothing. What we're looking for, not so much friction modifiers, but something that will take more friction abuse because of the type of racing that we're doing. So we're not looking for a 0.5, 0.10, or 0.20 oil like some drag race series, some Cup series, some nationwide series, and so forth would run. We are looking for an oil that is going to take the abuse that we're going to give it. Some of the things, one of the reasons that we like the semi-synthetic over some of the other oils is that it has best of both properties, in my opinion. This blend seems to absorb the dirt and the outside silt and dust better with the semi-synthetic blend than some other blends would. Then as the final portion of our test, we're going to go into the 2050 full synthetic oil and see how the horsepower numbers go, oil temps go, and look at the protection factor of that.
Climbing. 789, 790 horsepower?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, baby. Give me a little love on that.
Yeah.
Nice work, Ray. love it. Thank you, buddy.
All right, man.
Well,
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's what we call Lucas Power right there, huh?
Well, that's pretty typical of what I would anticipate seeing going from a break-in of the same weight. So we went from a 2050 break-in oil conventional to the new racing only 2050 synthetic. So we are getting a little increase in power, which we should because we have more friction modifiers in the oil. So
Every engine that we build has Lucas oil, period. End of story. These people that own these trucks understand that they need to believe in their engine builder's needs. So they ask us what oil we want to use, and we tell them Lucas oil.